Okay, so now we're going to continue our talk about independent and dependent variables. And basically, if you think about you want to be independent, right? You want to stand alone, be by yourself, make your own decisions. So the same thing is true for our independent variable. Our independent variable stands by itself. However, if it's inputted into the function machine, it then creates an answer which is dependent on what was inputted. So basically, our dependent variable, for the most part, when we're dealing with them, are going to be the x variable. It is the y variable is the dependent variable because it depends on the values inputted. Now, if you want to talk about the independent variable are the inputs. Okay, this is the y variable. Also, the output is the dependent. The independent variable stands by itself. So the independent variable for us is the x variable. It's your input values. Okay? And it is independent of everything else. Okay? So let's take a look. For example, I'm just going to pull this down so you can see. Example 4. So the question says, the function y equals negative 3x plus 12 will represent the amount of fluid ounces of juice remaining in a bottle after you take x gulps. So, identify the independent and the dependent variable. So basically, the amount of ounces you have left depends on how many gulps you're taking. Therefore, the independent variable is my y value. The independent variable is the x value, which is the input, which is the number of gulps. The dependent variable is the y variable, which represents the fluid ounces of juice. So that represents the independent and the dependent. Dependent depends on what you input. Now let's look at part B. The domain of this function is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. What is the range? So we can solve this by setting up an x and y chart. So we have our x values, our function, and our y value. So our x values they give us are 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if we look at it this way, I'm going to plug them into this equation which was given up above, and the function was y equals negative 3x plus 12. So if we look at it, right, I'm going to just write this out. Negative 3 plus 12. Negative 3 plus 12. Negative 3 plus 12. Negative 3 plus 12. And negative 3 plus 12. So if I look at it this way, The first value is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are all the different possibilities we can put in for our x. So when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 12. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to 9. When x is equal to 2, y is equal to 6. When x is equal to 3, y is equal to 3. When x is equal to 4, y is equal to 0. So my domain is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The range, again with these squiggly lines, is going to be represented by 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12. Okay, please complete the monitoring progress problems listed in the document that's attached in our Google Classroom at this time.